Well, hey guys, it's new wheel time. I wasn't expecting this today. I happened to look outside the front window and this was sitting in a porch. For a second I thought, could this be the Sherman? Did Jason send me this without telling me? But it looked a little too small. And then I remembered I bought this wheel about 5 weeks ago and kind of put it out of my mind. It's the new to me, Tesla version 2. Of course, I had a Tesla, the very first one that came out in a couple years. I sold it a couple months back because I anticipated getting this wheel. I thought, I'm a range guy. I love going on long rides, and the Tesla only has 1,020 watt hour battery, so it's not a wheel I can ever take on group rides. Still a fun wheel, but this is a wheel that I bought from a Chinese dealer that I think they buy the wheel from Gotway without batteries, and then they're stuffing in 1,480 watt hours of batteries. So it's pretty roundabout. It's like a 1,600 watt hour wheel. That's how I'm thinking about it. It's a wheel that I could take on group rides and just go much longer distances. Let me put this on the ground since I'm going to have to lift it out. So I buy all my wheels from eWheels, as I think a lot of you guys know. The only time I don't, and this is, before I bought wheels from Speedy Feet, and that was before eWheels was selling Gotways. And the only other time I bought a wheel direct from China was the M103 when it came out. And that was a brand new class of wheel, and Jason wasn't selling it. I'm not sure how long it took him before he started selling it. But when that was announced, a bunch of us placed an order indirectly. So there are, of course, risks with that. So, interesting tape. The ubiquitous Gotway manual, which is pretty much useless for us. We have a charger and set up for 110 where I live, so that's good. I got a wheel once that had a European plug on it. And some protective stuff, which I won't need. And the wheel. Nothing like a new wheel. Smells good. Smells of chemicals. So there are risks with buying a wheel direct from China, of course. They could take your money. You need to have no recourse. Of course, it's always wise to buy from a dealer that other people have bought from, which is what I did. So I wasn't really too worried about that. But if something goes wrong with this, craps out on it, I'm pretty much on my own. I'm certainly not going to go to eWheels to get any parts or help. So I knew that going in. So it's not something that I recommend for most people. But if you need a wheel and the only place you're going to get it is somewhere else or somewhere in China, then you got to do what you got to do. So I'm really excited to have a Tesla back in the house. And this was made, QC passed May 3rd. It took about 5 weeks from the time I ordered it to get here. It took 30 days from the time that I got shipping confirmation Took 30 days, and that's what the M10-3 took. I think generally it's about a 30-day trip. It's on. Let me see if I can connect up with it to EUC World. The only app to have if you're an Android user. 96%. It's good. Tire's going to need filling. I'm going to put slime in it, and I'll show you that process. I like to encourage people to put slime in, and I'm sure there's some guys who are watching this right now have never put slime in their wheel, so it might be useful. So my earlier Tesla didn't have the cutoff, didn't have this. I think this has, I'm not positive, it might have the same motor that I had before. It definitely has different pads. These pads look nice. They look beefier, like they're gonna last much longer than my other one. I'm really excited to have this wheel. The Tesla is a great wheel. I'm a big fan of the 3-inch wheels. I love them, and I think that's the new standard, but there is something to be said for these thinner wheels on a wheel like this, because the Tesla is a very fast super accelerator, very nimble because of its smaller size. It's got the trolley handle, which is about as close to a King Song trolley handle as Gotway makes. So the Tesla is still very much a relevant wheel in 2020, I think. Let's see. Let me put this on the stand. Show you a little bit more. Now, before I put it on the stand, I'm gonna add the slime. I really try and do this all the wheels before I ride them. It's worked good for me. Some people don't like using slime, but I'll stick with what uses. So I'm using a valve core removal tool. There'll be links below if you want to use this yourself. Put that out there. Then remove the core. These cores you can buy at the automotive store for a pack of 4 for a few bucks. So if something happens to this, or sometimes they get gummed up with slime and they will leak a little, so you can just put a fresh one in if you want. This is what I'm using, slime. Again, there'll be a link below what I use. Shake it up really good, and I'm going to put about 4 ounces, no more than 4 ounces in this wheel. 3 to 4 ounces, which will be up down to this line. This is a fresh bottle, which I haven't used yet. This is actual core removal tool, which might work with the Tesla. A lot of the wheels you can't get it in there, so I use one of these tools. So again, I'm shooking it up nice. This is sealed, and it's sealed. Okay. And let's see, I'll use a bright flashlight. So if you can see, probably only put a couple ounces in, which was like one long squeeze. There, pretty close. All right, 4 ounces, done. This is not very complex. And when you reinsert the core, just make sure you tighten it good. I mean, don't crank down on it, but you know, firm tightness. And if you find you're losing a little bit of air over time, just double check that. And sometimes put in a fresh core. And that's it. Let's get the air pressure. Okay, so for a wheel like this, these smaller tires, I like to put about 40 psi. $40 to $45, something like that. I like higher pressure on mine. It's very personal though. Oop, that's a bit high. Yeah, that's good. Go with that. And that's it. I'm going to spin it up to distribute the slime, but pretty much every time you ride, it's just going to spin up. And from my experience, if you look at the bottle, it says good for 2 years, but I think that's for a typical bicycle where maybe you're filling up the tire more. I've opened up wheels which I've had slime in for a couple years. I had one wheel in particular that it tore around here, so I had to replace the tube. And the slime was liquid inside, so it hadn't dried out. So I think realistically, one application of slime will probably last the life of the wheel, the life that you're going to own this wheel. All right, slimed up, ready to go. Let's do curious to do a lift test on this guy. Let's see. I'll turn it on. Hold the cutoff button while I connect. All right, connected. All right, 40.8 miles per hour lift off. So I'm pretty sure this wheel can do safely low 30s. Faster than I, again, will normally ride this wheel. But it's great to have that margin. And by the way, you can see what I did is I did the spin up test where it stopped. But now you have to turn it on and off to get it to start working. But the wheel is actually on. So if you want to, you know, turn on a wheel with the lights on and doing stuff, but on a stand like this where there's no resistance, you can just do what I did, at least in some of the wheels. So when I turn the wheel, I can see the indicator. So everything's kind of working. Anyway, really liking this wheel. It's Let me show you a closer look at it. I like the black pedals Gotway's doing with all the wheels now. The black pedal hangers, that's nice. Speakers, lit speakers. I really enjoy riding wheels with all the ring lights and everything at night. It's just fun, particularly when you're riding around people. I think they look cool. And I think the Tesla is one of the coolest looking wheels at night, with the ring lights that are synchronous with the wheel speed and the way the speed at which they rotate. It's got a really cool look when you're moving at speed. Of course, this is a fake speaker, but it looks nice. And I really like these pads. Boy, it looks so much nicer than the one on my V1. So that is my new fun wheel. All right, guys, there you have it. Just wanted to give you a little insight into my day, receiving a new wheel. I've got lots of Tesla videos on my channel. Just look up at the Tesla playlist if you want to check them out. So I don't expect the ride to have really changed. What I'm going to do is a range test, so I'm really curious. My other one I could do, it was a solid 35-mile wheel, and I could squeeze 40 plus miles out of it. I'm hoping I can get 50 out of this. We'll see. I'll give it a go. There'll be links down below for what you saw me use today. I'll put a link, hopefully it's still visible, for where I bought this wheel. I paid, I can't remember, I told you, I paid $1,150. That was shipped, no taxes, no duty fees in the United States, of course. There are risks to doing this. I'm certainly not going to recommend it for most people. I'd say go over to eWheels and buy the Tesla from them, because then you're going to get full support. You buy it like I did. If something goes wrong, I'm on my own in terms of getting parts. And by the way, this has a custom battery, so the battery in here is not from Gotway. So, I'm hoping it's a quality battery. It's got their own custom BMS. The word on the street is it's not the best BMS. It's hard to say, but I'm not the only one that has this wheel. So there are risks, but if you like living on the edge, check out that link. Otherwise, head over to eWheels and buy the Tesla from there. The Tesla is it's a great wheel, and that's why I bought it. I bought another one. I just really love riding this for its own unique experience. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll talk to you later.